Day tour in Mekong Delta. If you only have a day to explore the Mekong Delta, this to-the-point tour hits all the highlights. Skip the stress of planning and negotiation and relax. Explore those cities, scenic islets by boat. Listen to a concert of traditional folk music and enjoy lunch in an orchard. You'll also discover local crafts and workshops. Immerse yourself in local life and culture on the Mekong Delta on this full-day tour. She is a beautiful and talented woman. The Mekong Delta, lit. Nine Dragon River Delta, Mekong River Delta, also known as the Western Region or Southwestern Region, is the region in southwestern Vietnam where the Mekong River approaches and empties into the sea through a network of distributaries. The Mekong Delta region encompasses a large portion of southwestern Vietnam of over 40,500 square kilometers, 15,600 square miles. The size of the area covered by water depends on the season. Its wet coastal geography makes it an important source of agriculture and aquaculture for the country. The delta has been occupied as early as the 4th century BC as a product of Khmer, Vietnamese, Chinese, and French settlement in the region. The delta and its waterways have numerous names, including the Khmer term Bassac to refer to the lower basin and the largest river branch flowing through it. After the 1950 Geneva Conference, Vietnam was split into two, with South Vietnam inheriting the southern half of Vietnam, becoming the State of Vietnam and eventually the Republic of Vietnam, also known as South Vietnam, with their own administrative states. C category, provinces of South Vietnam. After 1975, the Mekong Delta ceased being a part of the Republic of Vietnam, succeeded by the current Vietnamese nation. Today, the region comprises 12 provinces and one centrally run city. The Mekong Delta has been dubbed a biological treasure trove. Over 1,000 animal species were recorded between 1997 and 2007, and new species of plants, fish, lizards, and mammals have been discovered in previously unexplored areas, including the Laotian rock rat, thought to be extinct. The low-lying coastal geography of the region makes it vulnerable to climate change-caused sea level rise, alongside related issues such as coastal erosion and saltwater intrusion. History, Funan and Chenla period. The Mekong Delta was likely inhabited long since prehistory, with the civilizations of Funan and Chenla maintaining a presence in the Mekong Delta for centuries. Archaeological discoveries at Siu and other Funanese sites show that the area was an important part of the Funan civilization, bustling with trading ports and canals as early as in the 1st century AD, and extensive human settlement in the region may have gone as far back as the 4th century BC. While there is no clear consensus on the ethnic makeup of those living in the region during the Funan, archaeologists suggest that they may have had connections to Austroasiatic people. Khmer inscriptions appear during the Chenla period. Angkor Boré is a site in the Mekong Delta that existed between 400 BC to 500 AD. This site had extensive maritime trade networks throughout Southeast Asia and with India. and is believed to have possibly been the ancient capital to the civilization of Funan. Geography. The Mekong Delta, as a region, lies immediately to the west of Ho Chi Minh City, also called Saigon by locals, roughly forming a triangle stretching from My Wai Tho in the east to Shau GCC and Ho Chon in the northwest, down to Ca Mau at the southernmost tip of Vietnam and including the island of Phu Quoc. The Mekong Delta region of Vietnam displays a variety of physical landscapes, but is dominated by flat floodplains in the south, with a few hills in the north and west. This diversity of terrain was largely the product of tectonic uplift and folding brought about by the collision of the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates about 50 million years ago. The soil of the lower delta consists mainly of sediment from the Mekong and its tributaries, deposited over thousands of years as the river changed its course due to the flatness of the low-lying terrain. The present Mekong Delta system has two major distributary channels, both discharging directly into the East Sea. The river carries over 160 million tons of sediment, including 6.5 million tons of sand, each year. Historic sediment loads are estimated to be higher, but have been reduced due to damming for hydropower in the upper reaches of the Mekong River basin, and sand mining in the riverbed. Sediment is the driving factor in building the delta seaward progradation and upward aggradation from seasonal flooding, and is counteracted by coastal erosion and sea level rise. The Holocene history of the Mekong Delta shows delta progradation of about 200 kilometers during the last 6 km. During the Middle Holocene, the Mekong River was discharging waters into both the East Sea and the Gulf of Thailand. The water entering the Gulf of Thailand was flowing via Upper Lea Canal located within the western part of the delta. North of the Ca Mau Peninsula, Upper Pleistocene proterozoic and delta front sediments interpreted as the deposits of the Paleo-Mekong River were reported from central basin of the Gulf of Thailand. Climate change concerns. Being a low-lying coastal region, the Mekong Delta is particularly susceptible to floods resulting from rises in sea level due to climate change. The Climate Change Research Institute at CNN Thun University, in studying the possible consequences of climate change, has predicted that, besides suffering from drought brought on by seasonal decrease in rainfall, many provinces in the Mekong Delta will be flooded by the year 2030. The most serious cases are predicted to be the provinces of Bun Tre and Long An, of which 51% and 49%, respectively, are expected to be flooded if the sea level rises by 1 meter 3 feet 3 in. Plans are currently being made to breach dikes in the upper Mekong Delta as a sedimentation enhancing strategy. This will not only increase the water retention capacity of the upper delta region, alleviating pressure on the lower delta, but also reintroduce sediment-rich water which may result in land elevation. Another problem caused by climate change is the increasing soil salinity near the coasts. Bun Tre province is planning to reforest coastal regions to counter this trend. Demographics. The inhabitants of the Mekong Delta region are predominantly ethnic Vietnamese. It is home to the largest population of Khmer outside of Cambodia. The Khmer minority population live primarily in the Tra Vinh, Soc Trang, and Muslim Chan in Tan Shou and Giang provinces. There are also sizable Ho ethnic Chinese populations in the Kien Giang and Tra Vinh provinces. The region had a population of 17.33 million people in 2011. Economy. The Mekong Delta is by far Vietnam's most productive region in agriculture and aquaculture, while its role in industry and foreign direct investment (FDI) is much smaller. Agriculture. 2.6 million hectares in the Mekong Delta are used for agriculture, which is 1/4 of Vietnam's total, 31 due to its mostly flat terrain and few forested areas except for Ca Mau province. Almost 2/3, 60.5% of the region's land can be used for agriculture. The share of agricultural land exceeds 80% in CNN Thun and neighbouring Hu Giang province and is below 50% only in Ca Mau province 32%, and BCC Lieu province 42%. The region's land used for growing cereals makes up 47% of the national total, more than northern and central Vietnam combined. Most of this is used for rice cultivation. Rice output in 2011 was 23,186,000 t, 54.8% of Vietnam's total output. The strongest producers are Kiên Giang Province and Giang Province and Han Thap Province, producing over 3 million tons each and almost 11 million tons together. Any two of these provinces produce more than the entire Red River Delta. Only 3 provinces produce less than 1 million tons of rice: BCC Lieu Province, Khmer Province, Bun Tre Province. Fishery: the Mekong Delta is also Vietnam's most important fishing region. It is almost half of Vietnam's capacity of offshore fishing vessels, mostly in Kiên Giang, with almost 1/4, Bun Tre, Khmer Chon Giang, BCC Lieu. Fishery output was at 3.168 million tons, 58.3% of Vietnam, and has experienced rapid growth from 1.8 for mt in 2005. All of Vietnam's largest fishery producers, with over 300 knots of output, are in the Mekong Delta. Despite the region's large offshore fishing fleet, 2/3 to 0.13 million tons out of Vietnam's total of 2.93 of fishery output actually comes from aquaculture. December 2015, aquaculture production was estimated at 357,000 tons, up 11% compared to the same period last year, bringing the total aquaculture production 3,516,000 tons in 2015, up 3.0% compared to the same period. Although aquaculture production has increased overall, aquaculture still faces many difficulties coming from export markets. During the tour, you'll be privileged to indulge in local honey, fresh fruits, and coconut candy, giving you a taste of the local culture. You'll learn about bees' fascinating life, how they produce honey, and its importance to the region.
Lấy cái nhị hoa, cái hoa gì dính trong nó về nó ấy cái màng á, nó mới ấy vô là nó dính lại đó là người ta lấy công chúa.
Drink tea with honey and pollen. The islands, villages, and waterways of the Mekong Delta offer a glimpse into traditional Vietnamese life and lie just south of Ho Chi Minh City. On this tour, visit the Mekong towns of My Tho and Bun Tre, and take a scenic bike ride through the rice paddies and coconut forests. Set sail on a boat cruise around the islands, stopping to sample rice wine and visit a honey farm. Monkey Bridge. Head deep into the heart of the Mekong Delta on this guided full-day tour without having to worry about transportation. Enjoy the scenery during the trip from Ho Chi Minh City. Then step aboard a private long-tail boat to explore the river and hear about its unique ecosystem. Lunch and samples of regional specialties, such as coconut candy and tropical fruit, are included. Cacao. Nipa palm fruit. Exploring the historic Mekong Delta from Ho Chi Minh City is a breeze with this full-day tour, where you'll float along canals, try your hand at wrapping coconut candy, listen to traditional folk songs, and more. You'll get to see Vietnam's slower pace of life and maybe even fall a little bit in love. Listen to traditional folk songs. Products made from local leaves. Dish made from coconut. Local Mekong Delta Mytho and Ben Tre one-day tour. As you embark on a relaxing cruise on the Mekong River from Mytho to Ben Tre, you'll have the opportunity to experience the traditional rowing boat in the watered Coconut Canal. The picturesque scenery is a feast for the eyes and will leave you spellbound. You'll end your tour with another boat in the beautiful canal through the Mekong life, taking in the stunning scenery.
luôn.
Mấy này chở hàng ít quá, chạy nhanh. Mấy này cũng chạy chậm.
Tải trọng nhẹ mà. Dạ, cảm ơn chị nhiều. Chúc chị cũng có sức khỏe, làm việc được nhiều khách. Dạ.
Cooking coconut candy.
Dừa ha.
Eat coconut candy. Squeeze coconut milk. Coconut candy comes in many flavors.
Muối lâm qua luôn chị, để cắt ta lò luôn. Đúng rồi, nguyên chất nè, cao, ở dưới, sầu riêng đều phẩm. Nó ra lại khẩu vị luôn.
Lấy em sầu riêng đi.
Mấy hộp đó chị, mua 5 hộp được tặng 1 hộp. Đây là có chứa hồng phúc nè, hồng phúc. Dạ.